Hi, welcome to the Gamesplainer. I'm Jeff the Gamesplainer and today I'm gamesplaining the Isle of Cats. So in the Isle of Cats, each person has a boat and one basket to start with. There are 5 rounds as marked by this boat. These are not the rare treasures, they're just regular common treasures. And these cats are the Oshax cats. Treat them as wild card cats. You'll have cards that will enable you to get those things as you're going through the game. So the way the game is played is there's a few different phases on each round. There are 5 rounds total as marked by that ship. The first thing that needs to happen is you fill up the fields. That is in this bag, and it's literally a matter of pulling out tiles that look like this and putting them onto each side. There should be 2 per player per side. So I've set this up as a 2-player game, which means there's going to be 4 on each side. You'll notice I've pulled out a treasure. That's a rare treasure that comes down there, and we make sure we've got cats in each of the fields. Why the separate fields? Because one side is worth 3, the other side is worth 5, and that is how you're going to catch them, by spending the fish. Okay, the very first thing that happens is every player gets 20 fish. The very next thing that happens is they call it the explore phase. In the explore phase, each person is dealt 7 cards. Out of those 7 cards, each player will choose 2 cards and then pass the rest on to the other player. Once that has gone around, you'll have 7 cards in your hand. So once you have selected all 7 of your cards, you're then going to choose which of those 7 you're going to keep. What that means is there's a little number in the top left-hand corner that tells you how many fish that card is going to keep. So this player might want to keep that, which is going to cost him 5 fish. So he'll just return them. You will get another 20 fish at the beginning of next round, so don't worry about not having too many fish. Just be aware that the number of fish you have tells you how many of these guys you're going to be able to get, as well as how many of these baskets you have. So speaking of which, he's probably going to need that, which will give him an extra fish he's able to catch, but is going to cost him 3 fish. He's going to hang on to that. Endgame points are always worthwhile, so that's another 2 fish. I think he'll hang on to that, which is another one. He's not going to go for that one. With this, notice there's a half basket. In order for this to be a basket, you'd actually need 2 half baskets to make a full basket. The one that he's going to hang on to has a full basket, so that's going to enable him to catch 2 cats. The other thing you'll notice on these cards is there's a boot with a number on it. Whoever has the most boots has walked the furthest, and so therefore is the highest up the mountain. Whoever's the highest up the mountain will select first. So some of the cards may just have boots on them. They're actually worthwhile cards to hang on to because they'll push you up the mountain quicker. It's probably worth hanging on to that one for the moment. It'll cost him 2, but he shouldn't play that one just yet. He's going to gain extra fish for the number of lesson cards in front of him. So he might hold off till near the end to play that card. These ones he doesn't want to play, so they just go into a discard pile. Okay, the next thing that happens once you've selected which cards you're hanging on to and you've paid for them is blue cards. Anything with that blue surround will be played. Now this is a lesson card, which means that this is a thing that this player himself is working towards. So 7 points if he gets at least 5 fish or has at least 5 fish at the end of the game. So he wants to hang on to 5 fish by the end of the game. That's a private objective for just him. If he had a card like this in his hand, which has public lesson, that would go down face down and everyone is working towards getting that particular goal. In this case, you're going to get 2 points per lesson in front of you. So straight away, this player has 4 points. The next thing that happens is each player is going to play any of the green cards they wish to play. They don't have to play them if they've got them in their hand. So it might be worth his while to hang on to that for next time because he's only got 7 fish. He's only going to be able to take 2 cats from this side or 1 cat overall. So it might be worthwhile just hanging on to that card for the moment and not playing any for him. This player has 2 of those cards and he's got enough to be able to actually pick up 3 cats. So he might actually play that straight out. So they go face down, everyone flips them over at the same time. This guy now has 6 boots against no boots. So green goes furthest up the mountain, followed by red. This guy also can pick up 3 cats this turn. This guy can only pick up 1 cat this turn. Now, other things to be aware of is anything with the purple surround can be played at absolutely any time, and that would usually get you extra fish. These ones will be played after this next round. So that's the brown and the gold. So the next thing that happens is green will select first. He's going to select one of these cats. And what he's trying to do is fill up his boat. So he might spend 5 fish to get this guy and put it there. You can put that first cat absolutely anywhere on your boat that you wish. But what you're looking to do, if you look really closely at the board, you'll notice that there's different symbols on each room of the board. For every room at the end of the game that is not completely filled, so if you've got this full but there's 1 spot, you're losing 5 points. At the moment, there's 7 open rooms, which means there's 35 points lost straight away if you haven't managed to completely cover any of them. The other thing you'll notice on the boats is little icons or pictures of rats. For every rat that is visible at the end of the game, that's a loss of 1 point. Now, there are cards in here that will give you 2 points for every rat that's visible, but there's a fairly thick pile of cards, so there's no guarantee that that card will come up. The other thing you may notice is that there's little scrolls of different colors. What they're talking about is if a cat is purchased that covers that particular scroll of the same color, you'll then be able to grab one of these treasures to fill up an extra space. So once he's taken one, he might just discard that to show that he's taken it. This guy then gets to take one of the cats or lure one of the cats in, and he might lure this one in for 3, and he'll put it there. Now what he's done is he's suddenly covered up one of those icons, which means he now gets to choose one of the common treasures. He can't choose this one, so that's a rare treasure, but he can take any of the others. So right at the moment, just simply because we don't know what else is going on, he might take that one and put it in there. He then flips over his basket to show that he can't take any more cats. He doesn't have any space. This guy can still take 2 more cats. So he's going to lure this cat in the hopes of covering that. But the problem is that that would go off the boat. So he could only put that there, which means there's no real value in doing that. He can't do it on that side either. So there may not be as much value in getting that guy as he thought. If he puts that guy in there, he can start another family. And the third guy, he's only got 4 fish left, so he can only take from this side. He'll spend the 3, and he'll take this one. Now, he can't put the cat there because that's not actually adjoining. He must connect to previously placed cats. He could place that one there if he wished, that would be fine, but it would leave a cat over there without the family, and it would cover a scroll. So he probably doesn't want to do that straight away. It might be in his best interest to fill it up like that. We then reveal any gold or brown cards. So this player's first because he's first up the mountain, so he reveals his first. There may be a reason to reveal in order, so just be aware of that because you are taking tiles, so things will come away. So he's going to play that card, which now allows him to take any 2 of these guys, or he can spend a fish to take any 2 of the 4. It's probably worthwhile taking one of them, and why not do the exact same over here. Now what he doesn't want to do is cover up these because they're going to enable him to take more of them. So as the game goes on, you'll probably want to be very aware of what you're covering up and what you're going to be able to do. This player could flick 2 over, but he's only going to do the 1, and he'll do one of the Oshak's cats. That's these guys just here. Now, what that enables him to do is grab one of those cats. It's entirely up to him which one he goes after. He might take that one. Now, what he will do is label that cat as what color it is being. So now he has 2 of the red cats together. This guy has 2 orange, and there's only the 1 purple. What he's going to be trying to do is by the end of the game, get at least 3 of the same color all lying next to each other. Obviously, the more of each color you have lying next to each other, the greater the points you're going to be able to get in. And then the next thing that happens is that Any cards that are left over or cats that are left over up at the top will get discarded. You'll flick your tiles back over. Any cards that are in your hand stay in your hand. Any fish that you have stay on your board or in your area. You then put out more cats, 4 on each side for a 2-player game, and continue on until you have managed to do that 5 times. On the end of the 5th turn is the end of the game. The points are coming from cats that are lying next to each other in the same families, as listed down here. Points from the lessons, points from the public lessons, and then negative points, 1 minus point for each rat showing, and 5 minus points for each room that still has at least 1 space available. Each rare treasure, which are these, that is on your board at the end of the game will get you 3 more points, and that is all. Please go ahead and watch my gameplay to get a feel for how the game plays. If you have any comments or suggestions, please write them below. If you have any games that you would like to be gamesplained, please shoot me an email to thegamesplainer@gmail.com. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter @thegamesplainer to keep up to date with the games I'm playing. Subscribe to my videos to keep up to date with the games that I'm gamesplaining. And until next time, enjoy gaming.